Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that is a surprisingly huge headache in so many homes: floor glare. Yeah, that blinding reflection that feels like it's waging a war on your eyeballs every single day. So let's dive in and figure out how to win that fight without having to, completely redo your house. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're just trying to watch a movie, but there's this massive streak of light slicing right across the screen. Or maybe you're walking to the kitchen in the morning and bam! You're completely blinded by the sun bouncing off your floor. It is so frustrating, and it really feels like the problem is the floor itself. But what if it's not? So let's start by kind of reframing this whole problem. Because that glare, it isn't just some irritating little distraction. It's actually changing how you use and experience your own home, which is a pretty big deal. Okay, so this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, we have what we feel, right? The annoyance of those distracting reflections. But the real problem, the thing that's actually going on, is functional. That glare makes it physically harder to read a screen, and it can even mess with your sense of space, making it tricky to just walk across the room. See, it's not just an annoyance, it's a genuine readability and navigation issue. So, what's the first thing we all do when we're faced with this? For most of us, it's to go buy something: a giant area rug, maybe some new blackout blinds, anything to just cover it up. But this, my friends, is a trap. It's a trap that often leads to us spending a bunch of money without ever really solving the core issue. So instead of falling into that trap, I want you to consider this. This one sentence is pretty much the key to our whole explainer today. The most powerful solution to your glare problem doesn't cost a single penny. It's not about adding something new to your space, but about really understanding what's already there. All right, let's get practical. Your absolute best tool for this job? Well, you've already got it. It's your own ability to observe. We're going to learn how to look at the light and the layout of your room with a totally fresh perspective. And here's exactly how you do it. It's super simple. First, just watch the light for a day. Where does it come from? Where does it land? Second, think about how you move through the room. What are your most common paths, from the couch to the kitchen or your desk to the front door? And third, just put those two things together. Where do the light's path and your path cross? Those are your glare hotspots. Okay, so you've found your glare hotspots. Now, the first temptation might be to declare all-out war on them, to try and get rid of every single last reflection. But hold on, the goal here isn't perfection. Trust me, a completely glare-free floor isn't just nearly impossible to get, it's actually not what your eyes need anyway. And here's a crucial insight, the real game changer. Your eye is an incredible piece of equipment. It doesn't need a perfectly uniform, reflection-free surface to be comfortable. What it needs are points of reference, things we're going to call visual landmarks, to help it make sense of the space. So, what on earth is a visual landmark? Well, it can be pretty much anything that breaks up that big, shiny, uniform surface. Think a small mat, the leg of a chair, a plant pot on the floor, even a textured throw blanket. These little objects give your eye a place to land, a point of contrast that makes the entire room so much easier to read and navigate. All right, so this whole landmarks idea sounds cool, but what does it actually look like in your house? Well, once you get this concept, the solutions become way smarter, much simpler, and a whole lot cheaper. And hey, if you're a renter, listen up, because this is fantastic news for you. You probably can't change the floors or the windows, right? But you have total control over placement. You can solve so many of these problems with temporary things just by being clever about where you put them. Just look at these ideas. It's not about the objects themselves, it's about how you use them. That small runner you have isn't just for decoration. You can place it to interrupt the main line of sight where the glare hits. A floor lamp can totally change the angle of light at night to stop a reflection. A potted plant? It's a perfect visual landmark. And a simple textured throw tossed on the floor can break up that shiny surface right where it drives you the most crazy. And that right there is the whole point. You probably already own the solutions to your glare problem. It's not about what you have, it's about where you put it. It's about becoming a bit of a strategist in your own home, using what you've got to guide the eye and control the light. So if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Before you go and open your wallet, just open your eyes. Shift your mindset from buying a solution to truly observing the problem. It's so much more effective, it's way more creative, and best of all, it's totally free. This whole approach, it doesn't just apply to shiny floors. It's a completely new way of thinking about the spaces we live in every day. So I'll leave you with this question.
What other little frustrations in your home, or heck, even in your life, could you solve not by adding something new, but just by looking a little bit closer?